to cancer. And when she would be down for her chemo treatments, all she wanted to do was go home and watch Frasier.
So he's talking about his upcoming movie. It's an action movie. I'll be sure to check that out. I believe it's like July 10th when it comes out. So Edge was on this particular broadcast, and I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. That way you don't have to listen to the entire thing. But if you want more details, you can look at this episode. It's free for you to download. So essentially, Bubba Ray and his co-host were talking about Edge and his comeback, and they're asking very poignant questions that not many people were asking. Some of them were expected, and he redefends certain aspects of it, like the long last man standing match, and he talks about the awkward camera angles at Backlash. So the main points of the Backlash match, the greatest wrestling match ever, which no one really signed off of. Vince wanted that one, and yeah, that's that. Speaking of which, Edge said about the underneath camera angles. Yeah, that wasn't his idea. That was Vince's thing, and Vince liked it, and there you go. So what happens is it was an actual match. The whole thing through was an actual regular match like you see on Raw, SmackDown, whatever, every single week. But then they had them do retakes of the underneath shots. So there was about 4 underneath shots, 4 interesting camera angles that they did there. The only ones that I remember him saying was the opening lockup, the Drake DDT, and the Superplex. I don't know what the 4th one was. You can let me know in the comments. I'm not going to scan through a 40-minute match to see a couple seconds. No fucking way. But, yeah, those were, probably the RKO was done from a different angle. But, yeah, those were not his idea. He did not like them. But Vince liked it. And he literally said in this broadcast, damn it. Because he actually didn't want it to be that way. It felt unnatural. And then Vince liked it. And that's all it takes. So there you go. But it was Edge's idea to bring in the big feel aspect, the crowd sweetening, the drop mic, the old school look of the referee, the Howard Finkel voice. That was all Edge's idea. But the camera angles, that was not him. He puts it out there immediately. That was not him. He doesn't say anything about the retake of the RKO that made the tricep injury occur. He didn't say anything about that one. He didn't say anything about a voice of God or someone coming out of nowhere saying do it again. He didn't say anything about that. He just said it was a freak accident per se. Of course, he's fireworks now. Really? So we're checking Twitter for that. So essentially, let's see here. I lost my train of thought because of fucking fireworks. Yeah, the match went essentially the way they wanted to. And everything was done according to plan. Let me get my train of thought back because of the fireworks. So those that were complaining about the length of the last man standing match, that was just essentially them testing themselves out per se. More Edge was testing himself out. And he didn't apologize for the length. He didn't apologize for the content of the match. Essentially, he threw back on us. He said that we, the people, will complain about anything. So, essentially, we got to deal with that. He didn't apologize. He in this podcast, he actually said something that I was hoping he would, but it sounded really awkward coming from him. Essentially, he said that if we do a very quick match, when someone gets like a couple moves in there, people complain. You do a long match, people complain. And then what's the sweet spot? 18 minutes or so? That's essentially what he said in his defense of the longer matches. My question to him is, why can't you make a match 10 minutes or so long, or maybe even 5 minutes, and have it be really freaking good? Like have a really good angle coming out of a 5-minute or whatever, or an 8-minute match or whatever. Why 40 minutes to get to the point of a screwy ass finish anyway? So that's my question. If you're gonna fucking do a screwy ass finish, don't waste our time with all this fucking false finish bullshit and fucking like a kick out city and whatever. Like I'm gonna steal this person, steal that person's move. Camera angle here, taunting, posing, and the match ends with a fucking low blow into an RKO. Get out of here. A low blow into a punt. Get out of here. Cheap ass bullshit. That's my fucking question. Don't waste our fucking time with a crappy ass ending. Gonna give us a crappy ass ending? Make it less than 10 minutes. Do that. That's my only thing. Don't be like AJ Styles and Nakamura being like 20 minutes for like a double low blow bullshit. No, don't do that. Don't do that nonsense. So like, yeah. So like, I actually like Raw this week there with the shortened matches. Like it got to the point really quickly. A lot more spots were put in there, and there was more time for the story elements. I liked it a lot, which is what people watch Raw for anyway. So Edge was talking about how he wanted to do multiple matches with Randy. He came back to the WWE essentially to work Randy Orton. Yeah. Same old stuff. They're just like Undertaker, just like Shawn Michaels. You come back and you want to work with the people that you essentially left in the dust. You want to work with them because it's safe, it's easy. Yeah, well, why challenge yourself? Like Edge said he wanted to test himself, but he wanted to test himself with someone that was familiar. If we, the people, want to see Edge versus Orton, we'll put in a damn DVD or put in like a... You gotta be fucking kidding me. Like 8 of them in a row while I was fucking talking. All of a sudden, out of nowhere. It was quiet the entire day. So, I was hoping to fucking taper off there after 2 of them like I did usually. So he came back to WWE, did the safe thing, and played it with Randy Orton. If we want to, like, if we, the people, want to look at Randy Orton versus Edge, we'll go back to 2002, 2003. Why do we need to see this shit there? It's like John Cena coming back from a movie or whatever. His first match back is against Randy Orton. Oh my God, wow. So original. And then Edge actually said that I could be working with Aleister Blacks or the AJ Styles or the Andrades of the world, per se. But no, I'm going to work with the same guy I did 10 years ago. He didn't. He said because he wanted to test himself, because who better to do that with than Randy Orton right now? I'm like, test yourself against people that you haven't done before to see how you can last against them. So he wants to waste his 3 matches a year with someone that he's done it with like a billion times before. Oh, these motherfuckers. Bully Ray comes back, and then he wants to have a tag team partner. It's Devon. Oh wow, didn't see that coming. Jesus Christ. So he wants to come back and do that, like, and we don't know who he wants to do it. He didn't say who he wants to feud with next after Orton or whatever. But this whole thing about the tricep tear, it derailed things and messed things up because someone wanted another fucking take of a random ass RKO, as we fucking care. Like it's RKO. We've seen a billion RKOs. Why do you need to see it from like another angle or some shit? They're so fucking stupid. Even the RKO was botched and Edge's like head was nowhere near the shoulder. Who cares? It's a damn RKO. It's like a spear. Who cares if he missed a damn spear? It's the same old shit. Ridiculous. Roman, could we see the spear from another angle, and then all of a sudden Roman hurts his shoulder? Who fucking cares? Spear, move on. You got it right, they're both safe there, move on. Who fucking cares? Just do some sweetening editing or whatever with special effects and slow motion. Don't fucking do the move again and risk injury. I was saying during that fucking match, you goddamn motherfucking fireworks. I was saying during that match, why is the match so fucking long? You're making it so an injury can happen. And lo and behold, an injury happens. The longer match goes there, the higher chance of injury. Isn't that like common sense? It doesn't matter how professional you are there. At some point or another, something may slip up there and then bad things can happen. If the matches were shorter, then less likely things could happen. It's ridiculous. So, ask any questions about the whole Backlash or the Last Man Standing match. Maybe I missed something and I can answer for you. Or you can just look at the podcast you can see right here, Busted Open Radio, Edge. There you go. Clack off. I'm going to get these motherfuckers right now.